All right, y'all, let's get into deep water with the Homo sapien, that monkey, the man, and let's talk about the alien too that we're shown. This will be easy to understand as well as hard to understand. You just have to come out of that programming. What I'm doing is I'm going to be taking from all the different lights in a matter of speaking, whatever we're taking from, and bringing it into one focal point. So you can understand the past, you can understand the present, and you can understand the future, okay? And you can also understand the beast man and the evolution that we're taught. But as the beginning is declared from the end, we're told in some of these ways, the monkey man is coming about as history repeats itself, okay? So, man, human being, is where the monkey and the alien meet as far as our modern projection, okay? What we're taught over here and what we're taught over there, okay? So, alien being from another planet or from a light source within our earth or whatever kind of thing, okay? Us also having a light inside of us that runs our body, our liquid metal machine that is built of different minerals and metals and whatever, okay? We are basically a walking, talking earth mechanism, and we are a tuner. So, for whatever it's worth, man, we're 98% of the chimpanzee, okay? So evolution teaches we came from monkeys, but we're also a higher level than the monkey, but the alien is so-called a higher level than the so-called man, all right? So that's where you have man, where you have the eagle, the ox, and the lion operating, the beast operating within the man, and the man would connect you to the alien, which is the so-called Son of God. And we are all born of the Son of God. We are all the so-called Christians, because we all have Jesus, that light, that life inside of us, but that stolen inheritance by Paul and Peter and the church and the cult and whatever, by the Judeo, the nation that seeks salvation as a carnal means or whatever, okay? So that's where you see the Christian church, the Christ end. It's either Christ in or Christ end. And since it's Jesus is the Christ, Jesus Christ, and he told you in end times they're going to be teaching, many's going to be teaching, he's the Christ. That's what you have today. We pray in Jesus Christ. So he even told you he's not the Christ. So this is where it's the blind leading the blind and the deaf leading the deaf. You can show them and tell them, and they still don't accept it. You can show them and tell them, hey, the women's hair in space didn't float back then, but now it floats. And the bangs, they were down, and now the bangs are up. So it's the Big Bang Theory coming and smacking you in the head. Because the Son of God, the truth, the light inside of you, the aliens, so whatever you want to call it, is coming in and trying to make you rise up above that fucking colony that you come from. So the monkey man, the ox, the lion, the monkey is the so-called beast of it's like man's mirror. When you look at a chimpanzee, you look at a monkey or whatever, you're kind of looking at somebody you maybe met in the past or whatever. So the man is being taken from the man, the so-called alien, a lion, the person who's bringing up, who's washing the animals, okay? Washing and watching the animals and cleaning them. Versus running in fear from all these animals that live in your mind and all this other stuff. That they're all there in the garden, and the garden's getting dark and the wolves are out and you've all been made into sheep because you're all so bad and all these other things. So the fisher of men, everything's been rigged, and you bought it hook, line, and sinker. And the sinker is before you as the CYN for the New York City on the backside, for the K on the 1147 and the ray of light on the backside for the Republican Donald Trump. Either way, not to get off on those little rabbit trails. The monkey, the man, the alien, we're all meeting here. Okay? So the image has been given life, and these people believe in space. These people believe that they are cartoon space monkeys, and we got the car for them to drive in, and they've got the tuner going for the music and all those other things. So they're turning into these Looney Tunes, and as they turn into the Looney Tunes, they're not going to understand the craziness that's happening upon this world because they haven't been able to deal with this world as they've been given over to anxiety or depression or blood pressure or cholesterol or whatever you're taking a effing pill for. Okay? So instead of taking pills, just go back and eat a salad with oil and vinegar on it for however long you need to. Okay? Or maybe just go eat some rice and steamed chicken. But either way, you just gotta quit putting in toxic downloads into your computer machine. So evolution says one side of the story, and creation or religions or whatever say another side of the story. When you understand that man is a meeting of the minds, we can understand how these kind of things come together, okay? We can also understand how we've been told 6,000 years on one spectrum, and that 7,000 year where God rested, that's the beast man coming in, and the beast man is one side going into the garden, the Adam, and whichever else, and then you have the sons of God coming in who've been given the light, or tuning into the Wi-Fi, aliens, however they want to call it or whatever, right? But that's where you see one side coming in, and we're at this like 25,000 year spectrum, this 8,000 year, 4,000, whatever all these different time frames are that we're told about, right? They're overlapping into our time frame, so this is where we're going into a whole new age of man, okay? So this is where the beginning is declared from the end is the beginning, all these different things, where we can see the beast man. We came from the beast man on one aspect, and we're going back to another type of beast man on another aspect where you lose your fur, okay? And that beast man has to be controlled by the so-called Terminator machines or whatever's going to go on, or on that type of realm or whatever, until it gets into its final. Okay? So, the the things that were shown as far as the motion picture, the image given life, the Hitler, Jesus, Satan, all these different things, okay? They're broke apart in different aspects. Hitler also was seeking for the superhuman and those types of things. So this is where different things have been done and different lights have been put out and gathered in different aspects, okay? And then you have something turn on, like 5G, and this is where things turn on, okay? Or things turn off. And this is where we can see the things in the so-called motion picture given life, the image given life, and things that are coming, things that have been, all this stuff all blended into one, and the Marvel universe where they told us we couldn't release these movies or do these movies until a certain time because it wasn't, the society and culture wasn't ready for those types of things or whatever, but this is where they came upon it after the millennium set up to where it's all folding in, okay? So, the Beastman, the ones who are marked by the 666, the NASA, the Deceiver, the DC Comics versus the Marvel, versus the Image versus the Valiant, all these Dark Horse, all these different comics or whatever, and as well as the movie studios, all the artists, the book writer, all these things are coming together, and the light is coming through men to project these things in a mirror fashion so we can understand these things as we're going forward to bring all these things and extract them into those X time frames, from the Generation X to the ecstasy in the 80s and 90s to the X app and all those things, as the Son of Man is shown next to the right hand, and we're told these things and this things or whatever, we're shown this projection and this projection, and we're told to be scared here and scared there or whatever. So it's all, this is where you got to follow, okay? We're going to end it here because of time, all right? Because it's just got to kind of back it up a bit.